The holographic display flickered in the dimly lit bridge of the Resilience, humanity's flagship vessel. Commander Luna Martinez stood with her arms crossed, her dark eyes fixed on the towering figure of Ambassador Vorrath of the Vorrath Empire. The alien's crimson scales gleamed under the artificial light, his four eyes narrowing in what Luna had learned to recognize as contempt. "You dare threaten the Vorrath Empire?" Vorthok's voice rumbled through the translation matrix, each word dripping with arrogance. "Your species has existed for mere moments in galactic terms. We have conquered 1,000 worlds while your ancestors still dwelt in caves." Luna's expression remained neutral, but her second-in-command, Lieutenant Cameron Wells, shifted uncomfortably beside her. He'd seen that look before the calm before the storm. "Ambassador," Luna said softly, "this is not a threat. It's a warning. We're offering you a chance to reconsider your invasion of the Terran colonies." Vorthok's mandibles clicked in what passed for Vorrath laughter. "A warning? From humans?" He leaned forward, his massive form dominating the holographic space. "We have studied your species, Commander. You are weak, divided. Your people wage wars among themselves over resources, beliefs, ideologies. You are fractured, inefficient, and most importantly comparable." Cameron felt his jaw tighten. He wanted to speak, to defend humanity, but Luna raised a subtle hand. She wasn't finished. "You've studied us," she acknowledged, "but you've misunderstood us entirely. Yes, we fight among ourselves. Yes, we argue, debate, and sometimes go to war over our differences. But there's something you need to understand about humans, Ambassador." She stepped closer to the holographic projector. "We reserve our most terrifying unity for those who threaten us from outside." Vorthok dismissed her words with a wave of his clawed hand. "Empty posturing. The Vorrath Armada will reach your colonies in 72 hours. Surrender now, and we may allow your species to serve us as laborers. Resist, and we will erase you from existence." The hologram winked out. Cameron exhaled slowly. "He won't listen, will he?" "No," Luna said, her voice heavy with resignation. "They never do. Not until it's too late." 72 hours later, the Vorrath Armada emerged from hyperspace at the edge of the Kepler colony system. 5,000 warships, each one bristling with weapons capable of glassing entire planets. Admiral Crothus stood on the command deck of the flagship Dominance, watching the small human settlements on the view screen with satisfaction. "Scan for their fleet," he ordered. "Admiral," his tactical officer reported, confusion evident in his voice. "There are no military vessels in the system, only civilian transports evacuating the colonies." Crothus frowned. "They've abandoned their people. How ... predictable. Humans are even more cowardly than intelligence suggested." He raised his primary arm. "Prepare to, Admiral." Hyperspace signatures detected, massive energy readings. The view screen exploded with light as humanity's response materialized around them. Not a fleet, a swarm. 15,000 ships of every class imaginable. Destroyers, carriers, cruisers, and vessels the Vorrath had never seen before. But more shocking was their composition. Ships bearing the flags of Earth's United Nations, the Mars Confederacy, the Belt Collective, the Europa Alliance, and even vessels from the recently hostile Titan separatists. On the Resilience, Luna opened a channel to the Vorrath flagship. "Admiral Kratos, this is Commander Martinez. We warned you." Cameron pulled up tactical displays, coordinating with fleet commanders whose nations had been at each other's throats just weeks ago. The Syrian captain of the destroyer Damascus, the American admiral aboard the carrier Liberty, the Chinese commander of the battleship Harmony, the Russian pilot wing from the Volga War working in perfect synchronization. "How?" Krothos demanded, his confidence cracking. "Your intelligence reports said you were divided. Your species was Luna's smile was cold. "We were, and we still will be, after we deal with you. But you made one fatal mistake, Admiral. You gave humanity a common enemy." Cameron initiated the attack sequence. All ships, weapons free. What followed wasn't a battle, it was a demonstration. Human vessels moved with a coordination born not from unified government but from unified purpose. Fighters swarmed like angry hornets. Railguns fired in staggered volleys that overwhelmed Vorrath shields. Missile swarms launched from unexpected vectors, guided by tactical innovations the Vorrath had never encountered. But it was humanity's psychological warfare that truly shattered the invaders. Every communication channel flooded with broadcasts in Vorrath tongue, footage of humans overcoming impossible odds throughout history, messages from human soldiers eager for battle, declarations from world leaders who had put aside centuries of enmity to face this threat together. Within 6 hours, The Vorrath armada was in full retreat, their ships crippled and burning. Ambassador Vorrath reappeared on the holographic display, but this time, he was not aboard a flagship. He was on a small diplomatic vessel, alone. "Commander Martinez," he began, his 4 eyes downcast. "The Vorrath Empire wishes to negotiate terms of ceasefire." Luna stood before him, Cameron at her side. Behind them, the bridge crewmen and women from a dozen nations who hours ago might have been political rivals worked in harmony. "We warned you, Ambassador," Luna said quietly. "Humans are chaotic. We're messy, argumentative, and yes, we fight among ourselves. But we're also adaptable, creative, and absolutely relentless when we're pushed." She leaned forward. "And here's what you need to tell your empire. Leave humanity alone. Because next time, we won't offer warnings. We'll offer something far worse." "What could be worse than this defeat?" Vorrath whispered. Cameron answered, his voice steady. "Victory. Because if we truly unite permanently, if we channel all our innovation, all our determination, all our creativity toward galactic conquest instead of exploration. He paused. "Well, Ambassador, then the galaxy will learn why even we are sometimes afraid of ourselves." The hologram flickered out, leaving Luna and Cameron standing in the quiet of the bridge. Around them, the crew began to relax, knowing they had defended their home. "Think they'll stay away?" Cameron asked. Luna watched the retreating Vorrath ships on the view screen. "For a while, long enough for us to get back to arguing about borders, trade agreements, and who owns what asteroid. And the next threat," she smiled, "we'll handle it the same way. Together, when it matters. That's what it means to be human." End.